Welcome to Latte with a Lawyer, a podcast dedicated to bringing you the stories of some of America's most successful lawyers, figuring out what makes them tick, how they creatively solve problems, and how others aspiring to be them can follow in their footsteps.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Latte with a Lawyer. I'm your host, Jonathan Brickman. And this morning we have with us from Cleveland, Ohio. Is it Regan or Reagan? I forgot to ask you. Regan Sieperda. I'm going to mess up both of your names.
It's all right. It's all right.
From
Regan Sieperda.
Sieperda. So I should have asked you that before we turned on record. From the law firm of Nurenberg Paris. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Jonathan.
You're welcome. So first question, Latte with a Lawyer, what's your morning beverage of choice to get started?
I actually have one with me right now. It is a sugar-free vanilla oat milk latte. It's a go-to.
Wow. Okay.
Delicious.
And is that like an everyday thing or once in a while?
Oh, absolutely not. But I knew I was meeting with you today, so of course I had to, go all in.
All right, good. Excellent. Yeah. Now, only when I'm on the road and I'm at a Starbucks, I get a latte. Otherwise, it's just whatever I get at Costco and make it in the morning.
They have everything.
You're right. Costco's great. So listen, tell us about your law practice and what you do day to day.
So I am a trial attorney at Nurenberg Paris. We're actually the oldest PI firm in the state of Ohio. We've won over $1 billion for clients. So I'm I practice personal injury. And like I said, I'm a trial attorney. So day to day, today I have a mediation happening this afternoon, have a couple depositions throughout the week. So general things of that nature, usually drafting trial documents as well as just client contacts. I think that gets downplayed a lot in this field of practice is, developing and cultivating that relationships with our clients is definitely something I'm doing periodically throughout the day because arguably it is one of the most important things that we do.
Oh yeah. Do you use software for that? For case management, contact management?
Yes.
What do you guys use?
We use Needles.
Needles?
Yes.
I have not heard of that one. Okay.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic. It's really keeps everything in order. There's wonderful options where you can set a to-do list or you can calendar everything. It syncs with Outlook. It's really convenient. So it keeps everything in line.
Got it. Okay, good. So how long have you been at it?
I've been practicing since December of 2020. I took the COVID bar, which not a lot of people can say.
Wow.
So I've been practicing for approximately 3 years now. I've tried 5 cases, and it's been a wonderful experience. My firm is obviously one of the most accomplished firms in Ohio and probably the Northeast as well. Every single day I have the opportunity to learn from the partners here. I tell all of my associates who are around my age that I learn something new every single day, which is so key to your growth as a young attorney. So I'm very grateful for that opportunity.
Oh, very good. So that's pretty amazing that you've already tried 5 cases in 3 years. That's unusual, I would say.
It's definitely an opportunity and experience that I don't believe most young attorneys get. But like I said, here at the firm, they definitely want us to grow, right? And you only grow when you have experience. So with all of these trials, I definitely work with partners and we operate as a team. And, I tried one of the cases that I was a team member on was a med mal trial. And to say that you get to sit on a med mal trial as I would have been a second year associate at that time is pretty fantastic.
Oh yeah, for sure. So wait, so were you leading the cases or you were?
Oh no.
Okay.
So the med mal, I was third chair, right?
Third chair. Okay.
There was a trucking this past summer. There was a trucking case that I worked on with partner Jordan Lemovitz, who's actually our trucking partner here.
Okay.
I tried another case with Jeff Heller, and then I tried my own first chair trial, which was a workers' compensation trial. I tried that in October of 2022. And then in this summer, right before that trial, I tried a case with partner, Dana Paris. So I'm not only, trying different types of cases or have the opportunity to try different cases, but I'm working with so many fantastic partners here. That MedMal that I tried was actually with our managing partner, Jonathan Mester. So being able to just sit in and watch them at work is a fantastic opportunity. And like I said, not a lot of young attorneys get that.
Got it. How many attorneys at the firm?
I believe 15.
15.
Yep.
Okay, that's a good size.
Yeah, so we have a workers' compensation department. We have the premier aviation attorney in the country. His name is Jamie Leibovitz. We have a MedMal department, which has the premier shoulder dysplasia attorney, Pam Pantages, in the country. And then we have, I'm trying to think, we have an appellate department. We have all sorts of attorneys here. So we definitely are a well-rounded firm, I would say.
Oh, good.
I would say, I'm a little biased, but
yeah, good. You should be. So I mean, how'd you get started? Where are you from, and how'd you make the decision to become a lawyer?
So I'm actually from a very small town in Iowa with around
very good.
I think 4,000 people is probably the max. So I'm from a really small town, and I tell everyone this: when you're raised in a small town, empathy runs rampant through the streets. When you walk down the street, everyone says hello, and kindness and sympathy is everywhere. And I think that, growing up in an environment like that, which creates this innate sense of empathy within you, as well as my very early discovered love of reading and writing as well, it just kind of seemed that becoming a personal injury trial attorney was probably the best path for me, and I love what I do, so it's fantastic.
Oh, good. So you were paying attention to the Iowa caucuses last night?
Was it Caitlin Clark?
No. The presidential the caucus.
Oh, the caucus.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that.
I mean, first of all, it was like ridiculously cold there, unusually cold.
Yeah. Well, you know what they say about Iowa, the 3 C's: corn, cows, and caucus. So those are what we're known for.
Yeah, it's really interesting in this day and age with all the technology that we're still doing it that way. It's kind of interesting, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I try to, I just put my head down and I just work. I try to not pay so much attention to the caucuses in Iowa anymore, but at least people are getting out and voting.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, good. So you're apolitical. All right. I was going to pick your brain a little bit on that.
On politics? No, thank you.
No. Okay, we'll stay away from that. Just because, yeah. Anyway, okay, good. Any other lawyers in your family, or it was just it was innate? You just could feel that it was in your DNA to become a lawyer.
Well, the majority of my family has a medical background. My mom's a nurse, my dad's a pharmacist, my grandfather's a pharmacist,
okay.
My sister's in med school, and math and science, not really for me. Besides calculating damages, I think that I try to steer as far away from that as I can. Definitely not the road that I wanted to go down.
Got it. Yeah, the joke is like, I can figure out 1/3, right? That's it for a lawyer.
Yeah, some might say that for sure.
Yeah. Okay, good. So I mean, it sounds like you're surrounded by a lot of great lawyers. Are there any great influences in your life that have sort of inspired you at this point?
I think that I first really, because growing up and not being exposed to a lot of lawyers, it was kind of this innate sense of something that I wanted to do, right? And then I went to law school, and we spoke about my law school experience a little bit, and I created some really strong bonds with some of my professors in law school, and they really, really helped me grow and flourish. And I was sitting down with one of them one time, and they said, you should really think about being a trial attorney. And I said, all right, I'll do that. And every single day, I would say I'm very heavily influenced by the individuals at my firm. I am, and there was actually, this is kind of a funny story. I was in a meeting with a client, and one of the partners was in the room with me, and the partner left the room, and the client said to me, "You have the exact same cadence as the partner. And so I think that would qualify as being influenced by the people who I have around me. And it's definitely made me more well-rounded. And like I said, by being exposed to so many different types of lawyers and them all being fantastic in their respective fields, it's definitely given me so much to take in, right? And mold myself into exactly the type of trial attorney that I want to be.
Yeah. Do you think you're leaning towards any type of personal injury? I mean, you mentioned med mal, or trucking. Is there anything that interests you more?
I really enjoy the med mal side of things. I think it's really interesting. It's like finding a needle in a haystack, right?
Yeah.
It's saying we have all these records. What went wrong? You know, and can we prove that something went wrong? And a challenge is something that I've always been drawn to. And I'm not saying that other areas of personal injury are challenging, because they definitely are. But that's something I'm drawn to. And with, you know, mentors at the firm like I have the ability to have here, it definitely seems like the way that I would like to go. But like I said, I work with the trucking partner a lot, Jordan, and he's absolutely phenomenal. He's a younger partner, but he is, I believe someone called him a bulldog in the courtroom. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic to hear that and to be surrounded with people like that.
So, I mean, bulldog, that's an interesting adjective. I mean, is that what you think it takes to be a good lawyer? I mean, what are the qualities that you've observed so far?
I think that there's always a time and a place for being a bulldog, right? I think that empathy, understanding, compassion, and drive, I think in general, those are necessary to make you a great personal injury attorney, right? I think that you need all of those things. If you don't have all of those things, then this might not be for you, right? But being a bulldog, I mean, on cross-examination, it's necessary. It's necessary because you're going to come across hostile witnesses. You're going to come across experts who have been doing this for, you know, we can only guess how long they've been doing it for. And
right.
At that point, you really need to stand your ground and say, look, you're going to get impeached on these 20 issues if you don't just agree with me on certain points. And I think that's what, you know, so I think that being a bulldog in that respect is absolutely necessary. Yeah.
Okay. You don't strike me as a bulldog. You seem too nice and sweet. I want to see the bulldog side come out.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a choice.
Yeah.
I don't think you want that side to come out. I think it definitely surprises people when it does, but in general, I think it's important to lead with kindness, right? To lead with kindness, to lead with understanding, and then, yeah, that's all I'll really say about that. Other than, yeah, looks can be deceiving sometimes.
Okay. Fair enough. But I mean, so I'm sure you've observed this too. When you're in front of a jury, right? I mean, you got to read the jury, right? And you've got to adapt on your feet based on the feedback you're getting, right? So that's why maybe you adjust in real time.
Absolutely. I mean, if a juror is, you know, you can only deduce so much by someone's body language. I read a lot of books on body language in my spare time, and a lot of books on psychology and the effect that mirroring body language and looking for notes that people are making, people make subconscious movements that people make with their faces when they're responding to something. I like to study that because a lot of movements that we make as individuals are conscious, but I think the subconscious movements, and which is what I try to pay attention to when I'm looking at the jury, is key.
Interesting. Have you read Daniel Kahneman? Yeah, get that book. Thinking Fast, Thinking Slow. It's that's it. His theory is exactly what you described, or Blink by Malcolm Gladwell.
Yeah, I've thought about it. I've been studying. There's a lot of body language experts online who have worked for the FBI and things of that nature, and they kind of go through what they've noticed and what practices they use, not only when they're interrogating people, but when they're listening to information and observing how other people are reacting to that information. And I think it's key to at least be aware of how people are responding to what they're hearing, and then adapting appropriately. I think that's extremely important.
So how do you guys prepare? Do you guys train on these things? I mean, are you taking it on yourself to learn this, but as a firm, do you guys practice?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
absolutely. So it's, I tried my first chair trial, like I said, and that's, as a young attorney, that is so it makes you so nervous, right? Because
sure.
this is your opportunity. I did it from start to finish, from voir dire to closing. Yes, I had
Nice.
the workers' compensation partner with me, but almost every night I was meeting with different partners from my firm. I met with some of our med mal partners who just for tips, and them telling me, maybe phrase it this way, maybe think about how the jury could react to this statement, and here are some options to kind of tweak if they don't like the first way that you put it, and things of that nature are really really helpful. But because getting information from so many attorneys, I believe, is much more beneficial than just a few. But before, like, openings and closings, that's definitely something that not only myself, but I believe the partners here do as well. When you're getting ready for a big case, you should always want feedback, and you should always want feedback from anybody who's qualified to give you that.
Yeah, got it. I agree. What's your caseload look like for the firm? I mean, how many cases you guys take on?
Um, I can't speak to the firm right now. I think I have um, somewhere between 15 and 20 in litigation, probably by myself and with partners as well.
Okay. And you guys handle both pre-suit and suit cases too, or do you have separate teams?
We handle both.
You handle both. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Very good.
But we definitely pride ourselves on. We definitely pride ourselves. We tell people we're trial attorneys. If it gets to that point where we need to try this case, we'll try this case, and we'll do our best to win it.
Okay. Do you guys use co-counsel with other firms that don't want to try the case and they hand it off to you?
I'm not sure how the administrative side of it works.
Yeah.
All I know is that I'm told, hey, Reagan, we're trying this case. Let's get it ready for lit.
Okay. Got it. So you're set. Personal injuries is your future. You're set on this.
As far as I know, yeah.
All right. Good. Well, you're going to work hard, I'm sure. It's good stuff. I think I agree with you. It's a very direct way to help people, right? And you become the voice, and I'm sure that's rewarding based on all the things you've been telling me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, every day, like I said, I'm an empath. So it's every day I get to leave, whether someone's upset and I'm able to help them, speak through them, talk through them, because like I said, understanding is so key to this role. People are going to call you and they're not going to understand the litigation process, right? They're not going to understand that it's a process that takes time, and they're not going to understand, why certain questions are going to be asked to them. They might seem intrusive to the individual who's going to be deposed, my client, and really walking them through and stating, that I understand why they might not. I understand why they might not understand why we're going through the steps that we're going through, but I think that is absolutely key in this, and it feels good to be able to speak through someone speak through a conversation with someone and have the conversation start out with, a little bit of confusion. They might be upset, but at the end of that, being able to have them feel good and have them tell me, you know what, Reagan, I feel good about it. Let's go. Let's do this.
Good. Excellent. So you went to law school in Southwest Florida, which the weather's a lot different than where you were. You didn't think about staying down there?
I mean, there was a brief fleeting thought, right?
Yeah.
It is one of those things. But when an opportunity that's presented, like working at this firm specifically, to make me the best trial attorney that I can be, that's an opportunity that you take, right?
How'd you get that? How'd that happen? Actually, how'd you get that?
Mutual associates.
Okay.
Yep. Introductions were made, and went through that process, and
Yeah.
that's it.
Where is Ava Marie? Is that right in downtown Naples?
Ave Maria. It's
Ave
right
Maria?
off. It's in North Naples.
North Naples. Okay.
Yep.
Got it. And did you like it down there?
Of course, I liked it down there. Of course I liked it in Naples. What's not to like? You know, you've got the beach right there. I still keep in touch with so many of my friends from law school, and it was fantastic. I enjoyed it. Hard work, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, yeah. How big a law school is that? I'm not really familiar with it.
Well, it's a private school, so it's not big. I don't know the amount of people who are there.
Yeah. Is it regional or people from all over the country?
People from all over. One of my best friends, she practices in Fort Lauderdale now. She went to undergrad in Alabama. Another one of my friends, I'm not sure where France. A lot of Catholic law students as well. So a lot
Okay,
of them went
okay.
to Franciscan schools of that nature. I had friends from Toronto, friends from Chicago. So people from all over the country.
Oh, nice. Excellent.
Yeah, it
Excellent.
was
Good.
fantastic.
Excellent. Good deal. So you've been through this and you got started. Sounds like you were off to a great start. What would your advice be to somebody else thinking about becoming a lawyer? What would you tell them?
I think there are a couple of different things. One is make sure that you're in an area of law that you're passionate about. I know a lot of individuals who have switched from one area of law to another, right? And I'm a younger attorney, right? And they're switching from things that are drastically different, right? That's like me picking up and saying tomorrow, you know, I don't like it. I'm going to be a tax attorney. I mean, just not figuring out, you know, which exact field you want to be in. I think that is absolutely key. And even before you get to that point, making sure that being a lawyer is something that you want to do, that's something that you can throw your whole heart into, because it is a lot of work. It's going to be mentally, emotionally, and physically draining. And knowing your boundaries, knowing your limits, knowing yourself, and being cognizant of the fact that this is going to be hard work, regardless of what area you're in, before you even get to that second step of choosing which area of law you're passionate about.
Right.
I think that those are key. And then surrounding yourself, I think one of the single most important things is surrounding yourself with strong mentors, individuals, associates. Have people that you can trust surrounding you. And I would say look for those people in the legal field as well, because I think young attorneys make the mistake of viewing this as a very competitive field, and it is, but you are going to need to rely on individuals in your field for you know, not just advice in your professional capacity, but they're going to be the only individuals who truly understand what you're being put through on a daily basis.
Yeah, the plaintiff side is very collegial. I don't know if you've been to any of these events where people, you know, share cases and best practices, you know, Trial Lawyers University, there's a lot of these consortiums.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been to a bunch of them. The names escape me right now, but I've been to a lot of them, and there is a really large just community, I would say. And particularly as a young attorney, I was at a convention earlier this year, and there was a managing partner of a firm from Florida, and I asked her some questions about a pretty large case that she had, and she didn't know me. You know, all she knew was I'm a young attorney who was asking her questions. She gave me her card, and she goes, "If you want to discuss it further, if you need any documents, just email me." And it's so cool that we're in a field where that's what happens, and that people are inquisitive, but they're not inquisitive to derive negative information. They're inquisitive for the fact that they want to see what you're doing. They want to make themselves better. And by making each other better, ultimately what we're doing is we have the power to I don't want to use the term reform, because I think it's a pretty you know, pretty big term to use, right? But we do have the power to make changes and make the changes that we want to see. So that's great.
Excellent. Good deal. I'm going to a National Trial Lawyers event at the end of the week here in Miami. I don't know if anyone from your firm. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So that's a big one. That's a big
national. Yeah, I'm a member of National Trial Attorneys. I think myself and one of my other associates here, we got top 40 under 40.
Excellent. Good deal.
Yeah. And yeah, it's fantastic. Like I said, we're one of those firms that they just push us to be the best. So
good.
Great.
All right. Well, listen, just final words for the audience. You want to leave, and the best way to connect with you.
So the best way to connect with me is to find us on our website, Nurenberg Paris. You can look under the attorneys section and it will say Regan Sieperda. I'm more than happy to answer any questions that anybody might have, or just calling our office as well. You're gonna find somebody here who's going to be able to help you with whatever you might need. And if we can't, we will definitely put you in contact with somebody who can. But thank you so much for having me. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for having me today, Jonathan. It's really been a pleasure, and hopefully I was able to give some insight to your audience.
Oh, super helpful. For everybody again, Regan Sieperda, did I say it right?
You did.
From the law firm Nurenberg Paris, and this is sponsored by EmotionTrac, which is a legal tech platform, and we help trial lawyers get ready for mediations and jury trials with our Insights platform. Thank you again, Regan. It was a real pleasure.
All right. Thank you, Jonathan.
You bet.